This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC Atlanta. I'm going to give you guys my lock of the week, my most confident picks on the card, favorite underdogs. We'll talk Degen props of the night, and then finish it out with the parlays. So make sure you guys smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure you share the video too. Last week was fantastic. Lock City Parlay was the lock for last week. Quality plus money tag, the over in the Van and Silva fight, which was a damn sweaty one. And Joe Pyfer comes through with a perfect call and, getting me some momentum heading into UFC Atlanta. I'm really excited to cook up for you guys this week. I'm going to do a Savage Dog lock for the lock this week, but I will have some banging parlays for sure at the end. Don't worry. We're looking for the plus money savagery with the lock of the week. So I'm going to keep it coming. I got a one fighter pick that's calling my name that I have to go with. So without further ado, the lock of the week. Philly Fresh Phil Rowe to get the W over Ange Loosa, a.k.a. Angelina Losalina, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, chat. I'm talking crazy right now because I'm so confident in the side of Phil Rowe. I've been feeling good about Phil Rowe since last week, Thursday. I started doing tape. I'll be honest, it was 3 a.m. when I was doing it. But I said, Philly Fresh is the guy. I said, that's a money pick. And I wanted to see. I was like, you know what? Don't absolutely confirm it to yourself. Like, we'll sit on it. Then I felt a little weary and a little nerves on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it happens after Sunday. And then I'm looking at the card and thinking, the Lock City parlay this week has to be put on the side. Lock City parlay can come back next week or the week after. We'll see. Savage dog lock type of week. I'm going one single pick. If you guys know with the lock section, I like looking for plus money, even money at worst, but plus money. And we got plus money, Phil Rowe versus Ange Lusalina over here at minus 143, Phil Rowe plus 123. Give me the dog all day. I like Phil Rowe's style a lot. He's a smooth boxer, quick from the outside. You know what? His jiu-jitsu skills are not bad. Okay, a lot of people would trash him. Oh, he's getting bodied by, these high-level jits guys. Yeah, but at least he's rolling with these savages like Gordon Ryan. Like, yeah, he's going to get fucked up by Gordon Ryan, but it's not like Angelusa's doing any better on the mat. We got the length advantage for Phil Rowe, long arms, long legs. I like the chances of Phil Rowe going out there and giving Loosa a really difficult fight. I've never been impressed by Loosa. Take away the muscles and the menacing physique, I see an average fighter at best. And now you say, oh, but Phil Rowe's 10-5. He's average. Yeah, he's got the X factor of long ass arms, some slick boxing. He gave Neil Magny a big run for his money. Let's be real here. Phil Rowe's not some scrub, okay? Phil Rowe had a rough one with Jake Matthews, but Jake Matthews been fighting in the UFC since he was like 15 years old. Obviously, I'm joking, but he's been fighting the UFC for a damn long time. And yeah, he got outworked. But I think he comes back reinvigorated, remotivated, and ready to win. Don't be, he's 35 almost, about 35 welterweight. I'm not worried about that. These are not top contenders either. Maybe if it's for the number one in the world, but Bilal had the belt, and he was 36 years old. So at the end of the day, okay, Ange Loosa is scary to look at with the jacked muscles and the power build. He's got the tight Muay Thai pressure. He's strong in the clinch. But when has he looked terrifying? I mean, dog, him and Reese McKee's a close fight as they went after it. And Reese McKee looked good recently, taking on the Italian stallion that he ended up doing damage to. But ultimately, the Greek Italian stallion, at the time, I thought Loosa was pretty uninspiring against Reese McKee. And then he was getting bullied by Brian Battle, broke and wanted out of the fight. Okay, he took that no contest and sprinted to the door. He said, get me out of here. And then he wanted to fight Brian Battle after they read the decision. Come on, Ange Loosa. And then his last fight, he went distance with Gabriel Bonfim. So am I going to rate him off him just being tough? Losa's a tough fighter, takes a good shot, but he doesn't have great offense. He's not super effective in any area. I never watch an Ange Loosa fight and say, yo, keep my eye on him. I look at his menacing build and say, okay, this guy's fucking jacked as hell. Strong. You tie up with him, like he could give you trouble. But Phil Rowe's got a 5-inch reach advantage, 6.5-inch height advantage. Phil Rowe's boxing when he's on one is slick, man. Rowe's hands are nice, and I think he's smooth on the feet, and I think he can touch Loosa. I think it's going to be a dirty, clean Dirty clean. I think it's going to be a dirty close fight. Not super clean is really what I'm getting at. I think it's a wild week as far as the calls go because you got a lot of fat favorites. And then even if you want to parlay up a two leg, if you follow the channel, you know when I lock City a parlay, when I call the parlay a lock, I like two legs. I won't lie to you guys. I had to do a three leg as the lock City. I said, man, that doesn't sit right with me. It's a full moon tonight. You know what that tells me? We're going savage underdog. We're going Phil Rowe to pull through. I think his hands will be a problem from the outside. His boxing's quite good. He's got slick punching for sure. He's fast too, and he does have some power as well. Los is a lot more stuck in the mud and stiff with the striking, more of a kicker than a puncher, to be honest with you. And then if they tie up, I think Rowe does okay in the clinch. I think Rowe is able to defend the takedowns. And I think if they hit the ground, the better jiu-jitsu is Rowe. Though Loosa is strong from top position, he's not high caliber wrestler. And I don't think he's like super threatening with ground and pound. It kind of seems like a fight deemed to go over 2.5 unless Rowe catches him in either a submission or with a good punch. Like, I don't think Losa's finishing Phil Rowe. On the contrary, Rowe maybe clubs and subs, something crazy could happen. But more likely, I'm thinking decision. I'm going to officially call this fight being a decision win for Phil Rowe. I'm going for the plus money side, savage dog lock on Phil Rowe this week. It called my name last week and sitting on it for almost a damn near week because I did those notes way early, bro. I was on point. I'm feeling good about it. Rowe by decision, plus 300. I think that if you're interested maybe in the Rowe spread, if you're like, yo, bro, I don't know if he wins, but I think he makes it close. Friday, we talk spreads during the weigh-in show, so tune into that. I think that Rowe spread is also a good option. If you're unsure about playing the dog, but you think he's going to give a tough fight, which I believe he will, because I think Loosa is not a great finisher, and I think that Phil Rowe's still pretty elusive on the feet. I don't think he's horrible. I mean, he gave Neil Magny a really hard fight. I'm not saying Loosa and Magny are the same, but like Loosa likes to impose his will. And, you know, regardless of, you know, Neil Magny being past his prime, 2 years ago, Neil Magny was better. And Rowe went to a close-ass split decision. I'll be honest, I picked him then, so you guys know I've been high on Rowe for a long time. I thought Rowe could have got the nod. And that's a big fight compared to this one. I think Phil Rowe passes the Ange Loosa test. I think he's a good underdog this week. I'm going savage dog lock Phil Rowe for UFC Atlanta. It's a full moon. It was time for a savage dog lock. And we'll cook up some parlays. We'll cook up parlays at the end. Don't worry. Let's jump to the most confident picks. I want to talk about all of them. I'll bring them up on the screen. And listen, let's just go one by one as we run through. So, first up, I'm thinking that Ricky Simón at 5-1 has to be, you know, a confident pick. I mean, what else are we doing, dude? Yes, I think Ricky Simón takes out a kid in Smotherman who has talent, but is not ready for a Simón level fighter. I think that whether it was a full camp or not, like now it's on short notice too for Wellmaker. I think he'd get outdogged by Simón. He's coming off of a hard-fought loss against City where he's clearly outclassed on the feet. Now he's taking on a ballistic pressure fighter in Simón. I just can't pick a short notice Wellmaker to take out a vet who did big damage to Basharat and got a first-round knockout. Say what you want. I was picking against Simón, though. I was going Jourdain. I'll be honest. I'm going to tell you guys something. I was going to savage dog lock Charles Jourdain. I won't lie. That was an initial instinct, but that fight got canceled, right? I think Simón's going to outwork Smotherman. I think the takedowns will be on point. Smotherman's a good athlete, and I think he's strong, and he could make it tough in the fight and go a hard 3 rounds. But I don't think that Simón's getting stung up on the feet. I think Simón can land big strikes. I think Simón can take him down. And I expect Simón with a high pace, high pressure style to outwork Smotherman over the 3 rounds. Ricky Simón's absolutely still in his fighting prime. You know, he's only 32 years of age, and he looks in incredible shape, and you can't really shit on his losses. We got Vinicius Oliveira, who is the prospect to watch. We got Mario Batista, who just fraud-checked Patchy Mix, the Bellator legend. And then we got Song Yadong, who's in the top 6 of the damn UFC bantamweight division. Those are the losses for Ricky Simón. Cameron Smotherman is a 12-5 prospect. He's 27. I just don't think he's ready for this pressure-based test. I just can't see it. I think Ricky Simón outworks him. I think he outdogs him. I think he outwrestles him. I think he outboxes him. I think he pressures him. I think he puts a pace on him. I'm sure Smotherman stays in shape all year, but Simón's a workhorse, man. Dude's ready to go hard. Even that Mario Batista fight, looking back at it, shit has aged like fine wine because Batista and Simón went at it in a good back and forth battle. And Simón was competitive there. I don't think he loses to Cameron Smotherman, who's 1-1 in the UFC. And it's like, okay, he beat Jake Hadley, though. Dog, Jake Hadley's a former flyweight. And Jake Hadley can't wrestle like Simón. He doesn't have physicality like Simón. So, yes, Simón, huge favorite, 5-1. He should win the fight. I think he gets it done by, probably a clear decision, to be honest. Could he break Smotherman and finish him? Absolutely a possibility. But I wouldn't be shocked if Smotherman is able to like stop some submission attempts, deal with a little bit of wrestling pressure, and survive to the bell. But ultimately, it's a Simón confident call, as it has to be. Next up, Thug Rose Namajunas. I'm picking a ladies fight up in here. I gotta go Thug Rose. I don't care. I don't care, man. Miranda Maverick beating Thug Rose would break me, bro. It would emotionally, physically, spiritually break me. Because Miranda Maverick, she's a good athlete. She's strong, but like she's not exceptional. Thug Rose is exceptional. Thug Rose is a striking maestro. She's a master. People now saying, oh, low output, Thug Rose, yada D, yada do. Dog, she's fighting Miranda Maverick, who's shorter than her. She's used to these frames. Maverick, I give her some credibility and strength, though. Let me say that. Her strength is her credibility. That's what I'm saying. That's her game. She's got good pressure. Her kickboxing's not bad. Physically fit. She's a tough girl for sure. She's got skills. I mean, listen, you don't go on a win streak unless, you got some ability. But when you dig into the win streak from Maverick, okay, yes, it's 4 fights. Jamie Lynn Horth, okay. I mean, too close for me. Yanni Barboza win is impressive, but again, Barboza's an athletic prospect. She's not like a proven contender. She's good, but she's not that good. Andrea Lee, it's Andrea Lee. And then Priscilla Cachoeira, who, is known for terrible grappling. I believe that we are going to see Thug Rose with a clear-cut strike speed advantage. Add into the fact that we're at the big cage. We're not at the apex. So Maverick tying up with her and backing her against the cage for, 3 rounds, I think is unlikely. I think Rose's striking shines. I think she moves real well. I still think Rose has got fight left in her. She's 32 years old, almost 33. I still think she's in the fighting prime. I get it. She was in this game very young, but I feel like Thug Rose, still going 5 with Blanchfield, getting wins over Tracy Cortez and Amanda Hebas. She's still in the running with the higher level. And I think beating Miranda Maverick, I don't think it's a walk in the park, but I think she does outstrike her, outwork her, deal with some takedown threats, but ultimately come up on the right side of the decision. So Thug Rose to win. Yes, the odds have her at a -240 range favorite, a little bit on the wider side, but for a former dominant champion, the girl who beat Wei Lee twice, come on, bro. Come on. It's Thug Rose time. I believe Thug Rose pulls through. I do think we probably go long. Over 2.5 is 5-1. Yeah, that probably hits. Namajunas by decision is -185. I do think, or it's -175 at best, but around that range. I do think Thug Rose wins it on the judges' scorecards. I think probably 2 rounds to 1 on one card, but I could see a 30-27. If Rose still got fight left in her, I think she does. Seems like she does. I feel like she clears Miranda Maverick, who's, decent prospect at 27, tough girl, but nothing she does blows me away. Nothing she does blows me away in the slightest. Next up, Adolfo Bellato. Oh my God, 4-1. 4-1. Woo! Yes, I'm going Bellato to win. Favorite, of course. Of course, he's 4-1, man. You can find him at best around -350, but the more notable books are going to have him in that 4-1 range. He should break Paul Craig. Craig, 4 fights at middleweight, 1-3 at middleweight, failed experiment. I think Bellato hurts Craig with his hands. Bellato's just a big, strong, berserker Brazilian. He's got good punching. He's got good aggressiveness. No, he's not super technical. He doesn't need to be. I don't think Paul Craig can take Bellato down. So how does he get to a good position? Pulling guard on the ground and throwing up a triangle or an armbar? Bellato's got legit jiu-jitsu defense. Bellato's very fit and strong. And right now he's primed as a prospect to watch. Like, I don't know. It's not like I'm saying Bellato's the next champion, but I do think Bellato gets through a Paul Craig. You know what I'm saying? He's 29 years old, frames 6'3 to 6'3, 77.5-inch reach to 76. Craig's boxing has always been a weakness. Bo Nickel kickboxed him up for 3 rounds. Not that Bo is awful. I'm not going to start saying, oh, Bo's trash. No, that's not what I'm saying. DeRitter broke him. That's a different style. But I'm telling you this, I don't think that Paul Craig can impose his will on Bellato, and I think he needs this fight on the ground. And I don't think Bellato allows it. Okay, Bellato fucked up bad against Jimmy Crude. He still was able to force a draw after literally pulling Jimmy Crude on top of him, getting the shit kicked out of him and dropped in round one to then come back and win the second and third round. I thought that was pretty damn impressive that he was able to survive that early storm. So, respect to Bellato's will to win. It's off the chain. I think it's more than Craig's. I think Craig's getting caught with big shots. We see it with Craig. Early in his career, he was getting stung up with big shots and falling. Then he found a bit of a flow. And you know what? He went on a really nice tear. I mean, from 2019 to 2022, Paul Craig was a legit ass contender, okay? Beat the likes of Shogun Hua, drawed with him the first time, and then beat him in the rematch, beat Jamal Hill, beat Nikita Krylov. Paul Craig was on fire. But now, I mean, what is he? 1-5 in his last six? Yeah, he's 1-5 in his last six fights. I don't even think he looked great against Meniz, but he did get the win. So I guess you got to give him some respect. Hasn't had a win at light heavyweight since 2022, over 3 years ago. It was in March. And most recent fight at light heavyweight was over 2 years ago. He got knocked out by Johnny Walker. His kicking skills are legit. His chin is high. His hands are slow. Bellato hits a lot harder. I think Bellato's just going to want it more. And I think he melts Paul Craig within the first 2 rounds, probably. Looking at Bellato to win inside distance, that's a fat tag at -175, but I do think it comes to fruition. I do think ultimately knockouts most likely. If he submitted Craig, that'd be kind of wild. -150 for Bellato by KO. He's a fat money line, but I do think he goes out there and beats up Paul Craig. Next up, I think that the clean and tactical Umar Sy goes out there and wins. He's a 7-1 favorite. I like his technicality as a prospect. I also like his grappling abilities. And there's a big red flag around Alonzo Menafield right now. He ain't looked good in a while. He hasn't looked good since that Dustin Jacoby fight back in December of 2023. He looked like a moron blitzing Allberg and getting knocked out in 12 seconds. He got chinned by Azamat Mirzakhanov, which forgivable. Mirzakhanov's awesome. But he looked kind of trash against Julius Walker, who had just 6 pro fights, who's an okay prospect in the light heavyweight division, but he ends up winning a really razor-thin split decision with Walker tying up with him, backing him against the cage. I feel like Umar Sy at 11-0 is a problem. Training at American Top Team, freak athlete, crazy reach. Dude's got an 83.5-inch reach. That's a factor too. 6'4", he's 4 inches taller. He's gonna have that massive reach advantage of 7 inches here. And he seems like a pretty good kickboxer from the outside. He's technically sound and patient. I feel like some people are writing him off. Oh, well, Da Woon Jung, though. Listen, Da Woon Jung gave Carlos Ulberg a run for his money right before Carlos Ulberg really found that flow state and was able to go out there and just absolutely lay waste to Alonzo Menafield. It was literally the fight before, same situation here. I think that Umar looks improved in this fight. I think he's going to find holes in Menafield's game. I think he could end up hurting him on the feet, but he could be the first guy to submit Menafield as well. I'm favoring the side of inside distance for Umar Sy if you had to find a prop bet. To be honest, I mean, looking at the money line, you have to. It's 7-1. This is just egregious here. These odds on some of these fights frustrate me, but it makes sense. He's a big favorite. I'll say inside distance would be your money call. That's -160. I'll expect Sy to get a finish. I don't think he gets a decision. I mean, he could, right? Is it impossible? No. Menafield could survive. But I think Sy's tactical. He likes to work high kicks a lot, which I think that'll wear down the guard of Menafield. I see him connecting with some good shots. I could see him dragging the strong Menafield to the ground, wearing on him, beating him up. If it goes distance, it's not blowing my mind. 7-1 odds suck. It's a confident pick nonetheless, though. Like, I'm throwing it out there as a confident call because I have to, regardless of maybe this method, maybe that method, maybe that one. You know what I'm saying? But the pick is still confident, and I do think he goes out there and I don't know. I'm feeling like he handles business, man. I feel like he handles business well. Now, I'm going to bring up 2 special editions here. 2 extra. 2 extra because this card seems like, a very interesting one as far as some of the lines. We got a lot of chalky lines. And then, there's some fights that kind of feel like, 50-50s. One up first I'll bring is Wellmaker KO at 3-1. I think Wellmaker is chinning Kris Moutinho. Moutinho, yes, he's on a tear right now, and I've been singing his praises. I respect Moutinho a lot, but Wellmaker is going to look so good in this fight. This is his first fight, too, being a full-time MMA fighter. We literally seen this dude working a full-time job and beating ass. I think he's going to go out there and probably put a beat down on Kris Moutinho. It might be a standing TKO, but I think a KO is super probable. 3-1 odds for it. I don't think that's crazy. I think Wellmaker by KO has to be a confident pick because you're not money lining the minus 2,000. And I don't think Moutinho survives to the end. Say what you want about his chin. He's gotten 2 standing KO losses in the UFC, but ultimately he was still rocked in both of those fights. And he looked, kind of sloppy AF against Guido Canetti. Like that was kind of a rocky performance, to say the least. That was a rocky performance. Obviously, the fight before against Sean O'Malley, yeah, O'Malley's going to toy with him. Yeah, O'Malley's got slick hands and good boxing, but I feel like Wellmaker, punch for punch, is a harder hitter. I think Wellmaker has some special knockout power. He's also got the real, like, God-given gift of timing. And I think he finds Kris Moutinho's chin within the first 2 rounds, probably in the first round, but I'll give Moutinho a fighting chance. The way that he fights, though, is very pressure-based, and he does engage in brawls. And I think he got hit way too much years ago with Canetti. Oh, well, he's on a 5-fight win streak. Okay, well, can I break it down? Because, the 5-fight win streak, yes, it's impressive to win 5 fights in a row as a pro, but it was a Johnny Cupcakes Campbell who was, not looking good for a while. It was a Johnny Campbell who had lost to Wilson Hayes, lost in boxing by knockout, lost to Jay Presley, who was 7-4, lost to another boxer in boxing, and then goes out and loses rather to Kris Moutinho and quits in the corner. It was, the final go for Cupcakes Campbell, and it was a rematch too. He just looked uninspired, to be honest. Cupcake Campbell was better than that in his prime. Not saying Moutinho hasn't improved, but 22-16 Cupcake Campbell. He beat Elijah Harris, 6-7, who's now 6-12. He beat Jay Presley, who's 6-3, now 8-6. He beat Matthias Silva, who was 8-2, which, you know what, on paper, that's a nice win. Brazilian prospect, whatnot. But this guy had taken some losses in karate combat, and he'd lost some MMA fights. Not like he was a blue chip prospect. And Antonio Castillo Jr., who was 14-16 at the time and is now 16-21. Just one of those tough journeymen. I think you have to favor the side of Wellmaker to find the dome and put him out. I'm going to say Wellmaker KO. He moves to 10-0. I don't think the O is going to go against Kris Moutinho, all right, to rhyme it. And then the final one, I just had to do it. I wasn't sure. I said, you know what? Make your mind up on the show. Bring me Buckley. Bring me Buckley. I think Buckley can beat Usman. Even if it's a decision, even if it's back and forth, even if it's close, I'm going with the sharpened blade. Buckley is fighting all the damn time. Usman fought a year and 7 months ago. Buckley is 5-0 in the past year and 7 months, okay? There's a big difference. Activity is a factor. Usman's knees are a problem. He hasn't been fighting. It's not even his age that worries me. It's the weight cut, and it's the inactivity. I think Buckley can land big shots. I think he's faster with his hands. I think punches over the top. I think Usman's withered knees will inhibit or at the very least limit his wrestling offense. And I think Buckley's pretty physically strong. Does a good job fighting takedowns off, even threatens with takedowns too. A lot faster with his hands and more dangerous. Come on, bro. It's a Joaquin Buckley showcase fight. Give me Buckley to win. He should beat the aging legend at minus 270. The odds suck. I'm not saying the odds don't suck, but I do think he goes out there and handles a past his best days, Kamaru Usman. Now let's jump to the favorite underdog section. Obviously, when we go with a savage dog lock, this section is a bit nerfed because now we have less options to choose from. But I do have one. I think Cody Garbrandt's beating Hani Barcelos. I couldn't do it as the savage dog lock. I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I was like, but I think Cody Garbrandt's hands look fast. I think Cody Garbrandt counter strikes well with Barcelos. I feel like he defends the takedowns too. Minus 205 for Barcelos over Cody No Love. There is no love for Cody No Love here. He's getting no love now. Holy shit. Yes, he lost to Davison Figueiredo by submission, but bro, Davison Figueiredo is elite caliber. Say, Hani Barcelos wrestled up Peyton Talbot. Dog, Peyton Talbot's takedown defense looked awful. Peyton Talbot's takedown defense looked really, really bad. Granted, he still had some moments with his hands. I think that Cody's got more. I think Cody's got something left. I'm not saying this is, Cody Garbrandt, you know what I'm saying? 2 wins and a title shot type shit. He's not having some Tony Ferguson turnaround. Hopefully he doesn't have a Tony Ferguson downfall, actually. Let me knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm putting myself in a bad position with that. That gets me actually a little bit of anxiety. Give me a second. I got to fucking breathe here. I think Cody wins the fight, though. I'm a Cody Garbrandt OG fan. To be honest, I always liked the way he threw his hands. His boxing is fucking sick. And I think big speed advantage. I think he could crack the plodding Muay Thai style of Barcelos with some thunderous combos. I think he's live for the KO. I think he's live for the decision. Fuck the prop betting. Plus 175. Give me the underdog, Cody No Love. I think he's a live dog. If you're looking for a fat dog, you're like, bro, fuck plus 120. Fuck laying chalk down. I want big plus money. Plus 175, Cody No Love to beat Hani Barcelos. I think it's live. I don't think Barcelos is wrestle fucking him. He's 40 years old, too. Cody's still younger. Like, everybody acts like Cody's old. He's 33, bro. Not really. Like, yeah, he's not performing at the same level he once did, but is he washed completely? I say, fuck no. So, there we go. We got Cody No Love. I want to keep moving, though. I'm high energy today, guys. You can feel it. I'm excited for this card. Next section. Let's talk Degen Props of the night. Okay. I got a slew of them. I'm going to start it off with Degen Prop number 1. That is going to be a submission prop. That is a, chance play around the plus 500 range, from plus 550 as low as plus 475. Ochoa by sub. I could see him catching the neck of Cody Durden. I feel like it could happen here. Yes, he's an unproven prospect, but I'm telling you, he's a damn good talent. So Ochoa by sub, Degen Prop, something I feel like that was worth mentioning. Now, next up, this one I feel like has no hype on it, but it's likely. Over 2.5, Vanessa Demopoulos, Jamie Lynn Horth, minus 410. I couldn't put Horth as a confident pick because, 6-1 women's fight. I'm like, I couldn't do it. She's minus 235 to win a decision, but bro, she should body Vanessa Demopoulos. I think Jamie Lynn Horth wins. If you have that as a confident pick, I don't think it's crazy. It's not that it's not a confident pick. To be honest, it kind of is. But it's just, it didn't fit in the section. It didn't fit the anticipation of that section. But yes, Jamie Lynn Horth should win. Yes, a decision is very live. Yes, over 2.5 is a confident call. Yes, Jamie Lynn Horth, if you parlay her up, it makes sense. We'll see the weigh-ins. I want to see that size difference too. Now, this is a little sneaky call. Over 2.5, but plus 105. Simón Smotherman is plus 105 to go over. I get it. Simón breaks people. He's got a knockout. I don't know. Maybe the shit goes over 2.5 at plus 105. And I feel like people are kind of overlooking, like, damn, people really thinking, yo, it's a definite finish. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. Plus 105. It was minus 180 for the over. Now it's plus 105. I think people are chasing the wrong way. It reminds me like the Van fight with Silva last week. Yeah, you sweat a bit, but I was right that over was the money call. So something worth noting for sure. Another one is interesting. So Mansur Abdul Malik, it's another fighter. Like, how many fighters can I fit in the most confident pick section? I already stretched it to 6. What am I going to have, fucking 10? Malik should handle Cody Brundage. He probably gets it done inside distance. Cody's gotten better. If it goes over a round and a half, which is not crazy, you got plus 160 money for the over 1.5. You're looking for a Degen Savage call. You want plus money. The over in that fight seems more live than not. I do think Malik probably breaks him. I'm feeling like second or third round knockout is probably your most likely outcome between the two. Malik to win by KO is minus 325. Malik inside distance minus 550. If you think Brundage has got a little bit of fight in him, and you know what? He's gotten better. Plus 160 for the over 1.5 rounds. I'll say that he can survive a bit. I'll say that Cody can deal with early attack and even have success early, but then fall apart late. I just couldn't go 8-1 Malik in the most confident picks. It's like it does nothing. Even Umar Sy, it's like, yo, 7, what the fuck? I hate that. Abdul Malik wins in round 2 is plus 245. It's not even good odds. Round 3 is plus 900. So if it goes longer, then you can get the big plus money. But I think over 1.5 live outcome for Mansur Abdul Malik and Cody Brundage. And if you want to, try something else, it is minus 120. But just the fight to start the second round is near even. So something worth mentioning for sure. But yeah, Abdul Malik probably going to finish. But I could see it going over that 1.5. And then the final mention that I got for you guys is Bellato by KO, which I already mentioned, but I do think Bellato's winning. I think inside distance is actually pretty likely at minus 275, KO minus 150, and fight ends inside distance is minus 450. But I do think that hits. I expect the fight to probably go under 2.5, which is minus 300 as well, and it should be Bellato knockout in that matchup. Those are the Degen props, and my God, I went deep with Degen props this week. I want to talk about parlays. Okay, everybody's favorite section. It's mine. It's yours. The people loved the Lock City parlay last week. I promise you'll get another one soon. The full moon's got me going savage dog lock, but we got a lot of good parlays. I wanted to give you guys a crazy amount of versatility and options because I think there is a lot of degen shit you can do. 5-1 and below essentially is the degen savage section, but let's just look at the top, okay? If you have been following the parlays, you know these safe but boring parlays and some of the plus 165 to 2-1 money have been consistent cashers. At the top, safe but boring, minus 175. This would be considered a lock parlay that I think is really, really high likelihood to hit. And I would say I'm pretty damn sure that it does. But ultimately, it's not what people want to chase because they want plus money. They don't want minus 175. But if you are on the conservative side, you're like, yo, I'm gambling a lot. I want 2 picks that are hitting. Bro, let me tell you, for the hardcore gamblers out there throwing down on a little bit more chalk, minus 175, Bellato and Simón, I'd be shocked if those fights don't play out as I see it here. Like, I'd be genuinely shocked. It's safe but boring. Now, safe but still boring is Simón and Wellmaker KO. Maybe you're a Paul Craig believer. Maybe you got a DGen bet by sub for Craig. Okay, let me reason with you. Simón and Wellmaker by knockout at minus 151. Still boring, but safe. Probably won't be boring when Wellmaker gets an obliterating KO, but still, odds-wise, minus 151, not super exciting. Now, Savage City, okay? Savage City parlay. Bellato, Simón, and Wellmaker by KO at plus 114. That one right there seems pretty money. Now, the seems safe. Let me tell you guys a secret. The people that stick around to hear, the screenshot and bailing, they don't get the insight, okay? Let me tell you something about this Simón, Namajunas in the over 2.5 and Horth Demop. I was going to call this the Lock City parlay. I put it as seems safe because I didn't put it in the lock section. But, it's the cult followers Lock City parlay. If you're looking for a Lock City, but it's 3-leg. So it was breaking my rules. Bro, I don't want to do a 3-legger. I didn't want to do a 3-legger, but I do think Simón, Namajunas and the over 2.5 and Horth and Demop is fucking Lock City. So this right here is our Lock City. The ones who know, plus 116 for the Lock City Savage call. It seems safe. I think it's real safe, and I think it's going to end up hitting. So there's a Savage 3-legger, putting it on the line. Now, if you want a little sneaky plus money, you're chasing Bellato straight, okay, which is chalky. And then you got Simón and Smotherman over 2.5 at plus 165. I think you're kind of living lavishly with that one. Now, let's keep moving down. I want to give you a dog plus 2. We got Rowe, we got Bellato, we got Buckley. Plus 292. Bellato and Buckley together, to be honest, is like a cult lore parlay, the battle of the big Bs. But also Rowe in there is where you're chasing the plus money. Like, there's a lot of chalky lines. If you just went, with Buckley and Bellato, obviously you're not getting a ton of steam on it. So then you got to add Phil Rowe and a lot of the people out there throwing the parlay heaters down. I know you want to see near 3-1 and more. So let's keep running. Rowe, Bellato, and Wellmaker by KO at plus 320. I think it's a W. Obviously, you got to believe in Rowe. You got to believe in an underdog who's got a fighting chance, a biting chance, a dog in him, but it's still an underdog. And if Rowe sells, my God, a lot of the fucking DGen Savage shit falls, most of it. But he won't, because I think Savage dog locks on the money. Rose, Simón, Smotherman over 2.5 and Ochoa at plus 591. That is a sneaky Savage play. And I just realized I skipped past doggy style. How disrespectful. Simón, Smotherman's over 2.5 at plus money. Rowe at plus money. Doggy style is hitting this week. Plus 350. Give it to me. Simón, Namajunas, Sai, Bellato, Wellmaker, KO, and Rowe plus 740. This is confident. It is. But it's a lot, dude. It's a lot of legs. Like, I was trying to make one without Rowe, and I'm like, this is just almost unreasonable to have a 5-leg at like a basic tag that I was looking at. But you could take Rowe out if you're not feeling the dog and you just want to go confident. Like Simón, Namajunas, side, Bellato, Wellmaker, KO is a good play as well. Likely to hit, just a lot of legs for, chalk being laid down. Next up, Savage play. Rowe, Simón, Smotherman's over 2.5. Ochoa and Wellmaker by knockout at plus 936. That is a Savage play. Rowe, Simón, Smotherman over 2.5, Wellmaker, KO, and Bellato. If you're like, yo, fuck the Ochoa line, and I want Bellato by KO, plus 1,051, that's 10-1. And that doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility at all. Now, to keep making magic happen here, Buckley, Simón, Namajunas, Sai, Bellato, Wellmaker by knockout, and Rowe is a Savage DGen parlay at plus 1,076. We're pretty much clearing the fucking board with the confident calls and the Savage dog lock, okay? So that right there is Savage DGen. Let's run it. 10-1 plus 1,076, even more. Now, a little sneaky Degen shit for you. Rowe, Simón Smotherman's over 2.5. Ochoa, Wellmaker, KO, and Bellato. So you got to have confidence in Ochoa in this one, but it is plus 1670. If you think he's a good prospect that could beat Cody Durden, I think he's live for it. I like Cody. He's a good man. He's been on the show before. I fuck with him, and he'll probably give me shit if, he goes out there and handles, but hopefully he doesn't take it personal. Sneaky Degen plus 1670. Now, this next one is simple. It's the snake in the grass sneaky lotto ticket. This is some snake in the grass shit. Rowe, Simón Smotherman's over 2.5. Ochoa by sub, Wellmaker by KO, and Bellato by KO. Listen, sometimes I got to pick against people that come on the show. Ochoa, the sub call is menacing, okay? That's plus 7,384. That is the snake in the grass sneaky lotto ticket. It is. Absolutely. But I think it is pretty damn live to come through. I do. It's risky as fuck, but if you're talking about plus 7,000, like I play it out in my mind, I'm like, that doesn't seem crazy for what the odds are. You see what I'm saying? Now, I do want to drop a couple for those that stick around to the end, okay? Drop a sneaky in the comments if you stuck around and didn't just screenshot and bail, and you stayed to the end of the parlay section, you're getting a little more heat, okay? You're getting a little more thunder, all right? So, this one here is going to be Phil Rowe, Ricky Simón, Rodolfo Bellato, and the over 1.5 rounds in this Mansour Abdul Malik and Cody Brundage fight. Plus 725, a little sneaky savage call for the people that stick around. Now, obviously, if you don't like the side of Rowe, you're like, dog, Rowe is not for me. You're like, yo, let me take him out. Okay, plus 293 if you play the over in the Abdul Malik and Brundage fight. But if you're like, dog, Brundage is not my guy either, I don't think he's going to survive. Okay, take it off. And then you have Bellato and Simón right at the top, right? But I wanted to add something special to it. You got Joaquin Buckley in the slate, plus 120. Bellato, Simón, Buckley, 2 big Bs and Simón to get a W at plus 120. That right there is a sneaky safe call for the folks sticking around. Now, I also will say this. If you're like, listen, man, I don't know, something about Simón, I don't want to play him. Okay. Bellato, Buckley, Battle of the Bs, minus 125. Less excitement for sure, but I do think live to hit. So a little bit of extra thunder for those in the back. Thank you. W to you guys that stick around all the way through all of these segments. I appreciate you. I'm saying this, guys. A lot of parlays on the line this week. Obviously, I recommend you guys don't blindly tail. Do your own research. If you're just throwing a few bucks down, you want to play the Degen shit, sure. But if you're actually throwing substantial heat down, okay, yes, I'm on a roll with safe but borings. Yes, I'm on a roll with the safer place for sure. I will recommend, though, lining up your research with mine for your highest likelihood of success. Use me as a money tool to find your answer with your parlays. All right? I'm feeling pretty damn good saying all of this. I feel pretty damn good. I'm excited as hell for this week. I think we got pretty thunderous calls for UFC Atlanta. I'm ready to bring it, okay? Full moon today as well, so that's pretty cool. I'm feeling on the money. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's Best MMA Bets. Make sure you all smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and share the video too. Definitely let me know in the comments. You like the Savage Dog Lock this week? Are you anti Phil Rowe? Are you an Ange Loosa's witness? I don't know. I want to hear from you. So let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you got a Savage Dog Lock or if you go in Lock City Parlay. Do you got a 2-leg plus money? If you have any 2-leg plus money parlays that you're calling your Lock City, please let me know in the comments. I want to see where you guys are lined up at. I want to check those comments to see what magic the community's cooking with, all right? If you got nothing to say in the comments, just enjoy the content. As always, W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. I love all of you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.